Henry is sitting at work opposite Diane. "I had an idea," he tells Diane. "Oh, yes?" says Diane. "Yeah, we could do a different card for every day of the year, and they all say 'on this day' on the front, and then inside they list the historical things that have happened on their birthday. And then say, 'Most importantly, you were born,'" Diane finishes. "That's great. We just need to find 365 cheery things." "No," says Henry. "I was thinking miserable things, like, on my birthday, 4th of June, Emily Davison was trampled to death by a horse." "Oh," says Diane. "Well, I don't think Dave will go for that, Henry." At home, Henry plays an adventure game called The Void. In this game, he's a man called Clyde who's lost all his memories and has to find his way out of the jungle. He's being pursued by a meaningless greyness called the Void. In bed, Henry closes his eyes and goes into his getting-to-sleep routine. As he grew older, Henry would fantasise of being a world-class footballer. Now, though, Henry feels he's too old for that routine. Instead, he tries to imagine being a world-class football manager. But this never sends him to sleep. At work, Diane reads a paper. Every day, Henry watches her. The world is a terrible place. But what can you do about it? Dave slaps a hand on Henry's shoulder. "I like this idea of yours, Henry," he says. "Diane's right, though. You can't fill birthday cards with doom, and Emily Davison trampled to death. Not exactly a historical event, is it?" Dave chews his lip, pondering a hilarious line of suffragette greetings cards. "It could be funny," Henry says. "We could fill the cards with lots of horrid stuff, and on the inside it says, 'And worst of all, you were born.'" Dave pulls a face. "The world may be going to hell in a handcart," he says, "but there's no reason not to stop and feed the ducks." "That's the problem exactly," says Diane. "The world is going to hell in a handcart, and too many people are standing around feeding the ducks. That's why I want to do my bit," says Henry. "Maybe I can use these greetings cards to wake people up, wake them up to the world." "The revolution won't come via greetings cards, Henry." At home, Henry makes his dinner while listening to Radio 4. A massive peat bog in Siberia is melting. On this day, 11th of April, all the gas released as it melts will speed up the greenhouse effect, and we'll all be dying sooner than we anticipated. Maybe he could organise a team of people to go to Siberia and lay a giant canvas over the melting bog, trapping the gas inside before sucking it out and packing it into balloons that can float off into space. 12th of April is Dave's birthday. Henry designs him a card that says, "On this day," and inside it says, 1838, South African settlers slaughter the indigenous people at the Battle of Tugela. 1940, Russia admits responsibility for the massacre of 15,000 Polish officers and diplomats. 1997, assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in Sarajevo. Look at my face, Henry. Do you see any joy? You can't mention Sarajevo on someone's birthday, he says. Home. BBC Two have been showing repeats of Angel, the spin-off from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Henry watches the final episode where Angel tells Wesley, Gunn and Lorne that victory may be impossible, but that it's important to fight. The fighting is the thing. The next day, Diane is reading the paper and tutting to herself. More death, Henry says. Don't you read the paper, Henry? No. Can't fight the good fight if you don't know the enemy. Diane grins. I realised last night what we should do with these cards, Henry says. They should be like an issue of a newspaper, only it's all good news. Of course, says Dave. That's perfect. Why didn't we think of it before? Henry shrugs, feeling a sense of achievement that he knows is disproportionate to what he's actually achieved. He can't concentrate because he's thinking about his getting to sleep routine. He wonders if he could become a politician and then Prime Minister and lead the world towards peace and understanding where people of different creeds can live together without friction, and forges a new world order that is truly global, and he dies an old man in an age dominated by wind farms, sustainable agriculture and beautiful weather. So preoccupied is Henry with his vision that he gets caught and eaten by the void.